Kathryn Raaker of the American Dream Business Roundtable, and my co-host is Greg Noe, and our guest tonight is Michael Barnes, a certified business coach with Action Coach, the world's #1 business coaching franchise, and it was in Entrepreneur Magazine for one of the best for 2004 and 2005. Welcome to our show, Michael. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
And, you know, Greg, thank you for coming up with these wonderful guests. They're very exciting, actually.
Well, thank you.
Let me ask you a question. How did you two meet?
I can't recall, Mike. Do you?
Yeah, I was getting out networking and went to Greg's networking event, the ABR,
right.
Anderson Business Roundtable, and met him there and been going ever since.
And how long has that been, Mike?
6 or 7 months.
Oh, okay. Short time. Not a real long time or anything.
Right.
Now, can I ask you a question, and that is, you're not from here originally. Where are you from?
I grew up in Alexandria, Virginia.
One of my favorite places on earth.
It is a great place, right outside of Washington, D.C.
Right. And you were there how many years?
I went through high school.
And then you went to college where?
Yeah, I went to college in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Wow,
That's not in Virginia. A lot of people try to tell me it's in Virginia, but
no, it's in Pennsylvania.
Yes,
right.
It is.
So then, what happened after college?
After college, I went to New Jersey for a year. Worked at a company whose name I can't mention here in Cincinnati.
Oh, excuse me. Well, that's all right. Okay.
It's actually Unilever Research, so P&G's biggest competitor.
Oh.
No, that makes sense.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
And so I decided that I didn't want to just push a button for the rest of my life, which was kind of what I did as an analytical chemist. And so.
Oh, you were a chemist.
I was, and then I came out to UC for graduate school, and ended up working at Children's, and then ended up with Action Coach.
Now, Action Coach is a franchise, right?
Correct.
And so you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And being a chemist first, and then an entrepreneur, right?
We let anyone become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, we do.
Even chemists.
Even so, you know, I know you have some questions for him, right?
Well, sure. I was curious how you decided on Action Coach as a way to enter the entrepreneurial arena.
So I got my PhD in genetics actually at UC, and then I worked at Children's and ran something called a core facility, basically a division of the institution. And it's basically a small business inside the institution.
Really?
Yeah. And I took it from 1 person to 17 people and a $2 million a year budget, 2 facilities. So, and then worked with a lot of similar facilities around the world as they were building. And then I went out and worked for Assurex Health and helped them to lower their costs and cut down turnaround time there. And I was looking for what to do next. And I realized I really liked helping people build their businesses. And so I heard about Action Coach, checked them out, talked to 10 or 12 of their current franchisees.
How many franchises do they have?
There are 1,200 offices in 61 countries.
Wow, that's big.
It is.
And costly as a franchise?
I don't know how it compares to other franchises. There's a significant buy-in, though, yes.
There's a buy-in. That's true. I mean, most franchises start at $20,000, usually $20,000 to $30,000 and up. It all depends upon what it is.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah, it was not out of line with the other franchises that I was looking at that time, though.
Okay. So that was important. So how many years have you been with them now?
I actually bought my franchise back last August, so it's coming up on a year now.
Oh, wow. How does it feel?
It feels great.
Right. So, Greg, you know, you work with lots of coaches or certain coaches, correct, in your business. And tell me, how did Mike impress you as far as being a coach? I really put him on the spot there. Right?
Well, yeah, little bit different direction than your actual question here. I wanted to talk a little bit about the franchise approach to entering the entrepreneurial arena. Not everyone comes up with a really good idea and wants to make $1 zillion marketing it. Other people want to basically build on what other people who've come before have done and have put together a good program, and that's what franchising is all about. It's still Michael's effort, but they have laid the groundwork for him and got a lot of the fundamentals and systems and all those kinds of things put together in a package, if you will. And that was one of the things that attracted me, was that Michael wasn't a typical coach by my definition.
Right.
Industry-wide, coaches tend to help clients with their personal kinds of issues. And Michael and Action Coach, they've crossed over that line, and they, in my mind, have become not only coaches. I mean, they do those things, but they also provide content to help entrepreneurs and other small business owners with different kinds of issues. I dare say all kinds of issues to help them build their businesses. Now, the typical coach that I would see prior to meeting Michael was the kind of a person, I didn't have a very favorable view of him, to be honest with you.
You mean Michael or coaches?
Typical coaches.
Okay.
They seem to be the kind of individual who is supporting their client, but oftentimes they weren't really providing much in the way of assistance other than hand-holding and a shoulder to cry on.
Right.
That's what it seemed to be. That was the focus of their effort. And Michael and the Action Coach franchise, they don't do that. They actually provide content and help their clients not only with those personal issues, but also helping them build their businesses or getting them off the ground.
And what's the first thing you do when you meet with a client?
When I meet with a client or a prospect?
A prospect.
When I meet with a prospect is I find out what their goals are. It is sort of surprising, but most business owners don't really have goals. Or if they did at some point, they've forgotten what they were. They used to want to take over the world, now they want to make payroll. And so working with the client is all about figuring out what their goals are, developing a clear plan to get there, and working the plan to reach their goals. So it's all about the client.
Now, let me ask you, what would your typical client be or company be? It sounds like more like larger corporations or companies or small businesses.
It's small to mid-size. And so I can do workshops and seminars. I can do group coaching, and about anybody can get into those. One-on-one coaching, I have very few slots, so only select clients can fit into those, and it has a higher buy-in. So, you know, typical size is probably 5 to 50 employees.
5 to 50.
Yes, that's mine. Other Action Coaches work with billion-dollar companies and everything in between.
So it's a little bit more comfortable for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And on that note, I think we need to take a short break. So let's have your website, please, where people can find you.
Absolutely. My website is barnesbusinesscoaching.com.
And Mr. Greg?
Well, my website is theedgarallengroup.com, EDGARALLEN group, GROUP.com.
And we're going to talk about Excelsior during this program today,
Great.
okay? And how your company can help nonprofits, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back on the American Dream Business Roundtable.